This video is brought to you by GameMaker, and if you've ever wanted to get into game development, GameMaker does this really crazy thing where it's free. Just start making and only pay when you want to release your game to the world commercially.
It's fast, it's user-friendly, and there's easy-to-follow tutorials, plus a dedicated community to help answer even my questions. How make man jump? GameMaker is a 2D game engine that's helped bring some of yours and my favorite recent experiences to life, like UFO 50, Chicory, Anton Blast, and of course, Yahtzee's own Starstruck Vagabond.
Ooh, are we talking about GameMaker? I love that program, it's so easy to use. As well as Starstruck Vagabond, I also used it to make all 12 projects in my 12 Games in 12 Months Dev Diary Challenge. And I couldn't believe how much sex I got out of that. None. I got none at all. Which I couldn't believe.
So what are you waiting for? Head on over to the GameMaker link in the description and start cracking away today, because we want to play your game.
Yeah, looking through this list, I'm seeing one of you made Armpit Fart Tycoon, and I've got several questions for you.
Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to Firelink Podcast, episode number 75 for Thursday, July 17th, 2025. Marty Sleva here, joined by Nick Calandra and producer Eric. Casey is off gallivanting on some kind of a getting married thing.
Again.
One of those things.
You already got married.
Real love? Getting married twice.
Yeah, twice.
That's what real love is. But Nick, Eric, and I are here to hold down the fort this week. And what a week it is. Happy Kong's Day to all who celebrate. Donkey Kong Bananza released late last night, early this morning. Nick's got his copy. Eric and I have been playing. So we're going to give our impressions of the big new Nintendo game, arguably the biggest Switch game of the year. Before we talk about that, we'll obviously talk about a couple bits of news, including, speaking of Nintendo, a casting for the Legend of Zelda movie that has a connection to a movie Nick may have watched very recently, as well as updates on the Krafton Subnautica 2 developer drama, which has been going on that Nick has been covering via Unpacked. And it seems like every day we wake up and there's a new wrinkle to that goddamn mess. And I'm going to be honest, I'm worried about one person, and that's Tango Gameworks. I guess it's not a person, that's a group of people, but I'm worried about them. I want them to be fine. And of course, we'll be talking about all sorts of games we've been playing and whatnot. Nick, how you doing?
Good. I'm still worried about who you'll be letting in your house at some point during this stream. Marty's like, I'm going to be gone. Yeah.
Seconds before we went live, I gave Nick the ominous warning of, hey, I may have to run downstairs for like 25 seconds during I haven't timed it, but about 20 seconds during the podcast to let someone in. And Nick is worried it is a stranger. And then Nick may have alluded that it was let the right one in. And then I'm going to be letting in like a Scandinavian vampire. I don't want to do that.
It's good timing with Jess's video that came out today.
That is true. As Jess declared, vampires are the greatest RPG protagonists. If you haven't watched Storycraft yet, go do that. It was wonderful. Jess and Jesse put together an absolute banger. Nick, you didn't get to play Donkey Kong yet because you just got listen. You're carrying the torch for physical media, which I appreciate. But that means you couldn't download it last night. You had to wait until 30 minutes ago when it got delivered.
Yes, and then when I went to go try it for 30 minutes, my Switch was dead. So
Oh, because you probably haven't played it since like the first 3 days.
No.
Oh, dang. Yeah, that's some real pain.
I downloaded. I bought Ruffy in the Riverside for it.
Oh,
and
nice.
Performance is not great on that.
Oh, not nice.
Yeah.
Take the nice away.
Well, I was like, wait a second. I thought I wasn't supposed to have these problems anymore.
I think it turns out Nintendo's strategy of not giving out a lot of dev kits to third parties and indie devs before release probably wasn't the best strategy. But before we get to our thoughts on Donkey Kong, and also we haven't settled on. We said before Casey left that we were going to do an update to our fantasy league, which we did not, and we probably won't until August. But I put the link in there. We haven't decided as a committee whether Donkey Kong Bonanza counts as untitled Mario 3D platformer.
We did the poll in the chat, like the last podcast you were on.
Listen,
and they said
chat.
no.
I love chat. Literally, we could not do this job without them. They're a bunch of fucking numbskulls.
Wait, Eric says they voted it was valid. No,
Yeah,
you said
I take it back. They're not numbskulls. They're the smartest.
You can't take it back. You fucking liar.
You are the smartest, most handsome, most gorgeous.
You are just like President Trump.
Group of folks on the internet, and I would go to war and die for each and every one of you.
All right, Trump.
We'll figure it out when Casey gets back. Oh, dang. Eric, you should have said something earlier.
You're caught red-handed with your pants down.
Listen, we don't know if numbskulls was negative or positive. So think about that. Maybe it was a positive.
When's the last... would you call your mother a numbskull?
No, but I'd call my buddies a numbskull. I'd call you and Casey numbskulls, and I think positively of both of you.
No, you don't.
No, I don't. Let's talk about two young adults who are not numbskulls, and that is Bo Bragason and Benjamin Evan Ainsworth. If those names don't sound familiar to you, it's fine because they're two child actors who I don't know very much about. However, they are important to this podcast because they have been officially cast as Zelda and Link, respectively, in the upcoming May 2027 Legend of Zelda movie from Universal and director Wes Ball, who you may know. I believe he did a Maze Runner. He might have done a Maze Runner. And most recently, he did Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Before we talk about Wes Ball, do you have any thoughts on this casting whatsoever? I just put the link to the tweet. I like how Nintendo does casting now, where it's just a tweet in Japanese from their official account and then a tweet in English, which is, "This is Miyamoto. I am pleased to announce that the live-action film of The Legend of Zelda," and they just say Bo Bragson-san and Benjamin Evan Ainsworth-san. Off the bat, casting-wise, any thoughts about this? The kids look like they could be Link and Zelda, so oh.
I more have thoughts on why they're not going animated for it. It works so well with Mario. I don't know why live action.
I thought 1 week without Casey. 1 week without Casey, we could have a discussion that wasn't why isn't this animated?
Well, I mean,
because that's how Casey thinks.
Everything besides Fallout has done better for video game adaptations being animated. Almost everything.
Last of Us. Season 2 was great.
Yeah.
Season 2 was great. We don't know what happened to Neil Druckmann. Might got fired.
Yeah. I'm not coming back for season 3 of my own show.
Dude, he has to make a video game. Intergalactic the Heretic Prophet. Also, let me say,
I think you saw the writing on the wall for the show.
Having to read the phrase Intergalactic the Heretic Prophet and having to listen to various TV podcasts I listened to, them just fucking dunking on the name of the game Intergalactic the Heretic Prophet. We need to change video game names. You can't. It could be Intergalactic or it could be the Heretic Prophet. Either one of them is fine. We can't have both of them.
It says Donkey Kong Bananza.
That's a great name. Donkey Kong Bananza is a great name. You're gonna see. That's gonna fucking put out his video and get dunked on.
Yeah,
but sorry.
I have no idea what to expect from the film because it's not like there's much dialogue in the games.
Sure. Yeah, we don't have, it's not one of those like Last of Us 1-to-1 adaptations of, I hope they literally translate this scene verbatim. However, it is more like fleshed of a story than like Mario is. Like we've been talking in our what we do Wednesday kind of just like hangout meetings, and we were talking about, are they going to adapt a singular game? Is this going to be like an Ocarina of Time movie, or is this going to be a Breath of the Wild movie, or are they going to kind of make it a hodgepodge of a bunch of different things? We don't know that. That's pure speculation. Before we get into your thoughts on the director, because you may have seen their recent film, I do think the fact that these are two unknowns gets me a little more excited. In that, if it was like Millie Bobby Brown and if it was like Timothy Chalamet or something, or like just kids we knew, neither of those are kids anymore, but it would feel like, they're doing the thing where they just want to like pump it with celebrities. It feels like this is like I don't know. It's giving me like a little bit of like when they cast Harry
They're
Potter.
actually trying, yeah.
It was like, who are these kids? And it was like, oh, they turned out to be pretty good actors. So yeah, we'll see. It's still
at least,
obviously all up in the air.
Yeah, I at least feel like Nintendo wouldn't release it if it's like really bad.
Yeah, I think that hopefully they learned their lesson. I can't fuck this up too bad. Just put some cool critters, have them go on a little journey, make it pretty, put in some of that good ass music.
But with Minecraft casting so many like star celebrity actors, if they star one celebrity in this, just for the hell of it, what's that annoying flying fairy's name that won't shut up?
Well, I mean, there's Tingle, who's the fairy everyone makes fun of, but Navi is
Navi.
the one who is
Cast Danny DeVito as Navi.
God damn it. Listen, I'm not against Danny DeVito being this. I think Danny DeVito as a Goron is beautiful casting. I think Danny DeVito is a big fat rock eating Goron. I could absolutely imagine Danny DeVito eating rocks. Like method acting for this, just eating rock. He looks like a Goron right there. Eric just put up a fucking Goron picture. So this, as I mentioned, is being directed by Wes Ball, who did a Maze Runner as well as Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Nick, you said you just recently saw Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
Yeah, I literally watched it 2 nights ago.
Okay. Are you more excited about Zelda or less excited about Zelda after that experience?
I mean, it was a fine movie. I don't know. I guess if it's... Yeah, he knows how to do cool world building, so at least I'm excited about that.
Cool world building.
I don't know so much about the writing, but...
A Lonely World. I don't think he wrote either of the movies, so that's not...
okay.
A Lonely World, a mix of live action and CG. Some nice vistas, a couple nice vistas in Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
Pretty movie.
Yeah, we'll see. Also, let's just put Andy Serkis be all the critters in Zelda. I think that would be nice. I think that'd be great. But yeah, that movie's coming out May 2027. They also just announced that Netflix finally officially greenlit a Assassin's Creed live action series, which has been like
did you see the
talks?
Did you see the social media post about it though?
No.
It was like it's about money, power, and sex.
What? What about assassins? What about like traveling through time and stabbing dudes?
I don't think there was any mention of assassins in there. I gotta find the tweet, but it was pretty funny.
I'm asking for cool time periods. And
It's about Netflix has greenlit Assassin's Creed live action series. It's about power, violence, sex, and greed.
What about going to cool time periods?
but not assassinating anybody.
Well, certainly excited about that now. You know what? That could have just been silly marketing, hopefully, maybe.
I hope so, but also like sex?
I mean, it doesn't like Ezio probably bones down.
Yeah. Ezio, I'm sure Ezio bones all over the place, but
yeah, all over the place. The Mona Lisa.
Yeah, he travels all over the
Pisa, all the other Italian Isas. Yeah, I don't know what the next proper video game adaptation that's coming out is. Fallout Season 2 is coming out soon, which let me tell you, as the world's #1 Fallout New Vegas fan, I'm very excited. That's a pretty good game. Did you ever play Fallout New Vegas?
No. I agree with some of the commenters that it was too brown.
Oh, it is like alarmingly brown.
It is very boring to look at.
Alarmingly brown, but very good dialogue so far. I'm really enjoying it. Moving on to our next topic before we talk about Donkey Kong, the only brown thing I care about. This Krafton Subnautica 2 developer drama, which has been going on for the last week and a half or so, and is just kind of like a wild microcosm of all the shit that's going on in the industry rolled into one, of a publisher who got in over their heads because of the amount of money they spent during the COVID years in trying to gobble up a developer, and then trying to screw over said developer in a lot of he said, she said. So Nick, you and Eric put together an excellent episode of Unpacked last week on that. Folks should definitely check that out. But for people who might not have, like, can you sort of TLDR get them up to speed?
Yeah, so what kicked it off was 2 weeks ago, the founders of Unknown World were fired by Krafton. I can't remember the 3 names off the top of my head without pulling up my script, but all 3 of them were fired. I've actually spoken with Charlie Cleveland before, who's like the main guy, basically. So they were all let go from the studio like out of nowhere so quickly that they didn't even know why at the time. Like I think like it was not expected.
Yeah.
So a couple days pass, and then Jason Schreier releases his story on it, where it kind of comes out that the details of the studio being bought for $500 million, and then they were promised by Krafton an additional $250 million if Subnautica 2 released by the end of 2025 and hit certain revenue targets. Well, the 3 founders were fired suddenly, and Jason Schreier's story kind of put the pieces together that like kind of seems like Krafton fired them and delayed Subnautica 2 to 2026 so that they wouldn't have to pay out that bonus.
Yeah.
Which, obviously not a good look. And it's also very unusual for like the developers to say, yeah, our game is ready to go. We're confident enough to release it. And the publisher to suddenly say, no, there's not enough content there. Let's push it back. And it's like, I don't know about that one, because in my video in my Unpacked episode, I talked about another Krafton release that happened back in March in Zoe, which was that big hyped up Sims like. Yeah, and the reviews for that in early access aren't great. Like, it was pretty bare bones on content, had AI generated stuff in it. And even the Steam reviews kind of were pretty mixed on it, even though like they see the potential of the game. So my big takeaway in the Unpacked video was like, kind of seems a little bit weird for a publisher to suddenly change strategy on early access releases 4 months after a game like this comes out.
Yeah.
So the big update we got this week now, which I'll talk about probably in Unpacked. Well, I don't know if I won't have time to do Unpack next week. I'll be out filming a documentary, but when I get back to it, is the 3 founders of Unknown Worlds filed a lawsuit against Krafton for wrongful termination and breach of contract. And so what they've kind of said now is kind of what I wrote in Unpacked, is that like they released in Zoe with a limited amount of content, and Subnautica 2 has even more content than that game had. So what's the deal here? I think let me see here. The main thing that like Krafton has done since is said like they would promise the developers like 25 million of that 250 million, even beyond the initial agreement date, which I need 250 million versus 25 million. And then like Krafton's initial statement, they said that 90% of that 250 million was allocated to the to the 3 founders. But as I pointed out in my Unpack, that doesn't mean all that money is going to just go to them. They're not going to give it out to their employees, right? Because like it clearly everybody, even the employees knew what money was coming to them. So if I was in a 100+ studio and I knew that my leaders were going to get 250 million, I wasn't going to get anything. I'd probably walk out of the studio.
Sure. Yeah. You'd get super fucking pissed at that.
Yeah. So yeah, this is there's no. Everything's going to come out through discovery and the court case and everything, but if I had to make a judgment on it, like Krafton doesn't look good here. And Zoe is going to probably be, I wrote in our Discord, like, I think that Zoe release is going to be their Achilles heel, because like the game sold over 1 million copies in early access already, and you released it 4 months ago with less content than what apparently is in Subnautica 2. So what is the justification? Yeah, and I don't think there is one, especially because like the lawsuit that the Unknown Founders filed said like playtesting was good, the software is good, technical performance is good enough for early access. So
it's very much built on a previous foundation. Like Inzoi is a new thing, whereas Subnautica is built on the bones of the original Subnautica.
Well, I mean, yeah, they pretty much pioneered early access as one of the earliest games in that model, and they said it outright in their lawsuit. Like Krafton bought them knowing that's the model they wanted to go with, and to have people in on the ground floor. So I don't know. Like I said in my video, like I could play devil's advocate and say like, yeah, they wanted to release it early to hit that target, but I mean, you bought the studio with that target in mind, so why wouldn't you?
Yeah, which sort of the entire thing stinks a little bit.
Yeah.
It's also wild that Krafton purchased the studio is in 2021. Is that right?
Yes.
They purchased Unknown Worlds in 2021 for $500 million.
Mm-hmm.
That is so much money. That is so much money.
Subnautica's sold a lot.
2 years prior, Sony
Yeah.
bought Insomniac for $229 for
Okay,
half
well,
the
that's
price
insane.
2 years
Yeah.
prior. So this reeks to me of 2021. This was COVID. This was what we're seeing now with layoffs and cancellations and consolidation and everything, was that COVID sort of expansion of so much money being thrown around and saying, oh, people are going to be home forever and the industry is going to continue to grow and nothing will ever stop. And then when everyone kind of went back to living somewhat normally, there was too much out there, and all of a sudden, tens of hundreds of thousands of regular people are paying the price for the terrible decisions of a handful of CEOs and shareholders and whatnot, and
Yeah,
it's incredibly frustrating.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not an expert on Krafton, but Krafton's the publisher of PUBG, right?
Yeah.
And PUBG, I think in the West isn't as popular anymore, but over in Asian countries, it's still fucking huge.
Mm-hmm.
But it may not be generating the revenue anymore. And I know they're working on like a spin-off PUBG game that's supposed to be announced pretty soon.
Yeah.
But I don't know. My gut feeling is that $250 million bonus may be too much for them to bite, and they took the risk of doing this. And maybe they win the lawsuit or not, because who knows where the fuck courts are these days,
Yeah.
But just it definitely stinks. And a bunch of people in the comments were like, this is why you don't sell at your studio and all that. And I was like, I don't, during the COVID, you can say that all you want, but during COVID, if you're being handed $500 million, are you going to say no?
Oh, of course. Absolutely.
I mean,
yeah. But Krafton has just had a rough, the biggest game I knew Krafton for was the Callisto Protocol.
Mm-hmm.
And that clearly was not a disaster. That was not a success whatsoever. And it worries me that they were the ones who swept in and sort of gave a parachute to Tango Gameworks. And Hi-Fi Rush 2 is in development under Krafton, funded by Krafton. And so that makes me worry for Tango that the same thing that happened under Microsoft is going to happen to them.
I'm sure they have a plan C ready to go, because you already got fucked over by one of the biggest, the biggest publisher in the world at this point. It's
yeah. At a certain point, you're just going to run out of names in the Rolodex, right? It's it really fucking sucks, and it's it's easy to it's easy for us to bemoan the big publishers for the very in the open mistakes they make. Your Microsofts, your Sonys, your Ubisoft, EA, Activision. I mean, that's under Microsoft and everything. But we have to remember that these quote unquote indie publishers, even though this is clearly they're literally working in the billions of dollars.
Yeah, Krafton's not an indie publisher.
No, but they're clearly not. They're not immune to this sort of criticism. We saw the same thing. We saw Annapurna, which felt like a slam dunk sort of creative operation fall apart, and thankfully kind of rebuild back together with the creative folks going to run. Was it the 2K thing?
Private Division.
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the former creative leads at Annapurna are running Private Division, because I know that's one of the games is the Pokemon or the Game Freak game. That's Private Division. And then Annapurna.
No. Private Division's dead. You're thinking of it's that new publisher that came out of all that.
What am I thinking of?
Let me.
Yeah, who's publishing the new Game Freak game? But at the same time, Annapurna restaffed up and still they are still putting their games out front and center. Like, we got Wheel World coming out soon, so I don't know. Hopefully the games still work. Question mark.
Yeah, the Annapurna story is weird, because whole team up and left, and now they've got a new team in, but it's been very quiet.
Yeah. I think they were in kind of a weird situation with when they were releasing certain games. Fictions
Fictions,
is the name of
yes.
the publisher, which was Private Division.
Okay, so all right, so I missed that detail. So
Yeah,
the private investor bought Private Division and then renamed it Fictions.
Take-Two divested itself of
Right.
Private Division. So there you go. Everyone's right and everyone's wrong. But yeah, well, obviously this is a story Nick will be following closely, as I assume there will be a lot of twists and turns in the coming days, months, weeks that we'll be covering on the show and keep you all abreast. Before we talk about DK, Murray, the Demon Skull, with a $5 Canadian dono. Thank you so much, Murray. So Assassin's Creed movie sucked and it's getting a TV show. That means there's still hope for a Ghibli-inspired 7-season Zelda show. Listen, we're in the midst of getting our third Superman and our third Fantastic Four of this young century. So anything's possible. Anything's possible. There's no rules anymore. You can just make a couple failures and then roll the dice again. Everything's fine. I really want Zelda to be good. I would be bummed if Zelda was bad.
You know, it's kind of I'm kind of like Yote when it comes to movies. I have zero expectations.
Oh. My expectations are through the goddamn roof. I'm a broken man.
Yes, you are.
I don't learn. I don't learn. You know why I don't learn, though? Because every once in a while I put my expectations in a thing like Donkey Kong Bananza, and then it comes out and it delivers. That's why I don't learn.
But you didn't put it on your fantasy list.
I did. It was untitled Super Mario, which is the core team. Donkey Kong Bonanza is here. The first big single-player Switch 2 game released last night. Rave reviews across the internet. I think it's in the low 90s on Metacritic. Got a chance to start it this morning. I put about 3 hours, I would say, into it. And I literally, all I want to do right now is play it. I want to turn this podcast off. I want to ignore all of you, and I just want to play Donkey Kong. So I will say right off the bat, I was a little worried. The first 45 minutes or so, a little worried. It starts where a lot of the pre-release stuff has started, where it is you are underground, you are mining, everything is very claustrophobic. It's kind of dark. The levels are kind of ugly. The camera's getting all wonky because you're doing all sorts of smashies. And I'm going to be honest, I was a little worried. I was like, oh no, what have they done to my sweet, beautiful Kong? You get out of that opening, and I think it is purposely like that. I think that is a feature, not a bug, because you get out of that opening and you get to the first proper world, and it kind of delivers that Breath of the Wild moment of awe, where it's like, oh, holy shit, this is what this world is like. And it is as big. Each world is as big of a singular playground in terms of a 3D platformer as I've seen. It reminds me probably most in terms of 3D levels of Bowser's Fury. The scope of the Bowser's Fury map.
Said for years that was a testing ground for what they would do.
Yeah, absolutely. Just the destruction is just immensely satisfying, just constantly being able to, there's some endorphin drop I get in my brain of being able to smash a bunch of rocks and getting a bunch of random gold nuggets and coins and finding fossils and treasure maps and everything. Donkey Kong feels amazing to control, a very similar movement kit to, I would say, as expressive as Mario is with Cappy in Mario Odyssey, especially once you start doing some certain learning how to combo rolls and jumps and rolls together. I love how kind of cartoonishly expressive Kong is as a character in cutscenes and even in gameplay. It's probably the most, expressive character in that way that Nintendo's done since Link in Wind Waker. It truly does feel like you are controlling a cartoon character in a really positive way. I love the 3D map you can pull up. It is probably one of the most impressive 3D maps I've seen in a game, and that's coming off Casey and I playing Metroid Prime Remastered, which Metroid Prime, an early example of a 3D map, kind of a pain in the ass to navigate. This thing is very fluid. It is easy to see where you are, easy to spot what you need to do, to put down markers, to fast travel to different points. And most impressively, it kind of remembers the terraforming you do. If you just tear apart half the level, that will show up in the 3D map. So yeah, a few hours in, I'm fucking smitten with this game. I'm tickled pink. It puts a smile on my face in the same way Astrobot did. last year. Also, every time you get a banana, a little jingle plays that says "Ooh, banana," and it feels great. That's all I want in life is for someone to sing that song every time I do something good.
Yeah, I'm excited to play this one, and I've been the one saying for years I want to see Nintendo do more with their older IP instead of just rehashing them, like bring them into the 3D age, do
Yeah.
something new and different with them, and this is exactly what I asked for. So yeah, I'm excited to probably won't have time to jump into it tonight, but I'll be able to jump into it, over the weekend on my way to Seattle.
Yeah, you can take your Switch with you. I have only
Mhm.
played in handheld mode. I haven't played it in docked yet. It's gorgeous on handheld mode, but yeah,
So
excited to play more docked this weekend.
I haven't like paid too much attention to this like marketing wise, but is the destruction like physics based at all, or is it just kind of voxel, typical destruction?
Kind of voxel,
Like if I
but
were
also
yeah, if I were to like if there's like a standing rock and I destroy the bottom of it, is the rock gonna fall over or does it just stay?
no, not so much that. It
Oh.
is voxel, but it is also there are neat things to where like if you destroy the bottom, if you like get up to a pond from underneath and destroy the bottom, the pond will drain. So
Okay.
there's that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's not like don't expect
Red Faction Gorilla.
yeah, exactly. This is not
We're so close.
Donkey Kong Bonanza Gorilla. But
That'd be a
yeah,
great game. We need Donkey Kong taking out the fascist Martian government.
Donkey Kong, we need you. But yeah, really, really good stuff. I am a big fan of it so far, and I'm excited to. It's just, I'm gonna be honest, we are lousy with good games right now. I am nervous because I've been
Yeah.
playing this, and I'm like, Sam Porter Bridges needs me. I got deliveries. Well, half of Australia is still dark.
Yeah, I'll have
I haven't
a
met the pizza man. Every minute I spend with Yahtzee is another minute he might spoil the game for me. I need to get further in this game.
That's why I was so scared to watch his Death Stranding review. I was like, don't hurt me.
You were scared to watch mine because you thought I'd spoil it.
That's true.
I would never. I wouldn't even know how to spoil it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have a bite sized out next week for another game that's just way better than it has any right being. So
I don't know what happened. I
just
don't know what's that.
it's if you're complaining about how bad games are, like you're not playing enough because there's some good shit this year.
There is so much. But yeah, that's our Donkey Kong Country thoughts or Donkey Kong Bonanza thoughts. Obviously, we'll have a lot more. I'll have a lot more next week. Nick and Casey will still be gone, but I'll find some other fools to join us so we can gab more
Be
about
here by yourself.
I'll just do a one man. Listen, Eric and I will just play Donkey Kong and talk about it. Honestly, that sounds like the best fucking Thursday. We mentioned Death Stranding. Have you gotten a chance to jump in yet? Make any?
Yeah. I think I'm to. Is it chapters or episode? I think it's
Episodes. Yeah.
3. Yeah, I just got to
Australia.
Yes, I just got to Australia. That's where I'm at right
the DHV Magellan.
the DHV Magellan.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm really enjoying it a lot more than I did the opening of Death Stranding 1. Just I feel like I can understand. The story feels more cohesive. Everything kind of plays better. The stealth aspect in combat is way better. Like I don't want to actively avoid it this time. So yeah, I'm just having a good time with it, and like the moving through the world is as good as it ever felt. And I think I was on Windbreaker the week you were gone, kind of saying like, man, I wish like more games, like so many open world games are just you get on a horse or you follow a path and you just walk the terrain and maybe there's something to find on the way, but like I don't have to actively think about how I move through the world. And I want more open world games that like I don't need all of them to do that, but I want more open world games that like make me think about how I need to get from city A to city B.
Yeah. And it's cool. I like the way Death Stranding handles that because you have to think about it the first few times, but then if you put in the work to like build a highway, you've earned the fact that you can get to a place relatively easily. And you can't build a highway everywhere, but there are nice, the highways are really nice, and you can upgrade. I found out you can upgrade highways. I built all these highways and I'm like, I did it. I'm winning the game. And then I'm like, you can upgrade them and go faster. I'm like, I gotta go back. Gotta go back to the start of the game and start upgrading all these highways.
Honest to God, in the first game, I think I used the highways once. I just like
oh my God,
moving through the world.
Yeah. It's because like the actual walking on foot feels different than any other video game. So you almost just want to do it. And the vibes are great. The music's amazing. Just it is one of the most gorgeous games ever made. Yeah, my whole video essay earlier this week was about how, like, to me it is or last week I guess, it's the epitome of a game that you should take slowly, that you should take your time with. That I'm glad I don't have to be in Yahtzee's shoes where I need to play a game over 5 days because I need to review it and move on to the next game. I'm glad that I could take my time with this thing and have it kind of be my July game as opposed to need to burn through it. In the way, like, I'm certainly not immune to burning through games quickly. Like, I think early COVID, I was doing that fucking all the time. Like,
everybody.
I think everyone was, but like specifically Final Fantasy VII Remake, Last of Us Part 2, and Ghost of Tsushima, I think are 3 games that to me were just like a blurry weekend. And I just like got out of it. I was like, what was that? Whoa, what just happened?
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I feel like you can't rush through Death Stranding because you will trip and fall and break all your shit.
You literally can't. You literally cannot rush through because you will break every bone.
Running down that mountain.
Baby in front of you. Like,
Yeah,
I don't want this baby to get smashed. I'd feel like a bad dude if I did that. It is. Death Stranding is a really, I think it's a really good game. I think it's really special. I haven't the story to me is neat. I haven't got like the narrative hooks haven't gotten me yet. There was a part, I think you hit a really emotional part near the beginning, and I've kind of not had that yet afterwards. But I do like the new characters, and I'm intrigued by where it's going. And I know Kojima will suddenly have a chapter where he just vomits a ton of story on me, and I like that man's vomit. Weird thing to say. I like his vomit.
Yeah, I'm not. I didn't mind the story of Death Stranding 1, but I'm really just there for the journey of it. Mm-hmm. I love that part of it.
Yeah, and the journey works good as hell. Also, really quick, did you get a chance to watch last week the Ghost of Yote direct or whatever it was? I watched it 2 days ago for the first time.
Yeah, I did. Actually did watch that. I was gonna avoid it because I've been trying to avoid marketing. Yeah, no, it looks really cool. It looks way better than Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Yeah, it is funny because it also has the same kind of core narrative conceit of you are this Japanese warrior whose loved one master gets killed, and you have to go on a Kill Bill-esque rampage of revenge with Kurosawa filters and everything. Combat looks fun as hell. I love all the small touches. I love the fact that you're riding a horse through a field and you get speed boosts if you follow trails of flowers. Like, that's such a nice, smart way to sort of keep like the poetic open world while also giving you like something to do in the video game. I'm really excited for that. You want to know my theory? You got that wolf buddy? That's Jin from the first game. That's his spirit, and it's in the wolf. That's my theory. A game theory. Should I make a video on it? Sequel to the Mega Man video?
Your Mega Man video did 100,000 views. So.
I don't have any evidence.
I love the comments on those videos. Half the comments are, "You are totally right." Half the comments are like, "You are just weird."
Fucking weirdo. Yeah, I like it. Honestly, that's me going anywhere in life. I don't have any evidence for the Jin Wolf, other than if you rearrange the letters in Jin, you get Wolf. What else have you been playing? Don't worry about trying to rearrange those letters. It's fine. What have you been playing?
I'm gonna let you sit on that one for a minute.
Jin. So the J, you got to move the J a little further in the word, and then it becomes the L in wolf if you kind of twist it a little bit, and then the W comes from there's like a U, like Jin is you the character, and since it's the second game it's W. Okay, I might actually be onto something here. I might be onto something. Nick, just what have you been playing?
You can't podcast by yourself next week.
I can absolutely. I'm gonna have Eric. Eric's gonna be the greatest sounding board of all time. We're gonna talk about Donkey Kong. It's gonna be wonderful.
Yeah. Well, we talked about Death Stranding 2. I didn't get to play it last week, but I was playing it the week before. A game that I went back to for a little bit was Nine Souls.
Ooh, nice.
KC's favorite game ever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I started it when it came out, and then I just kind of got stuck somewhere like very, very early in the game, like some backtracking moment. Because like there is a part, have you played it?
I did not. I've literally played none of it. Yeah.
Okay, so once you get past like the opening section of the game, the world kind of opens up a little bit, but it doesn't give you like a true direction to go. You can kind of go in a couple different directions, I think. And I got confused and annoyed, and then I quit. But I went back, and I've been enjoying it more. I still kind of have that problem with, side-scrolling Souls-likes that I don't like. It's so precision focused that I get too frustrated with that. Whereas like in a 3D arena, I can move around, I can dodge, I can parry, do all that kind of stuff. So really like the combat of the game. I'm not like too enthralled with like the world and art style of it. And so like I've had a tough time kind of continuing to go with it, and then I got caught up in another game that I had to review. So I'll probably go back to it again and restart it for the 4th time. But
maybe it's just not for you.
It may not be for me. Like
Yeah.
I mean I've played a few side-scrolling Souls-likes at this point, like Moon Scars and The Last Faith, and I don't mind those as much because they're not. What's that?
Blasphemous? Did you play either of those?
I played a good chunk of Blasphemous, and yeah, there was another one where the difficulty spike was so kind of rough at the middle point that I kind of I just get too frustrated with side-scrolling games.
Are you do you think you're gonna try to give Hollow Knight another try before Hollow Knight 2?
Probably, yeah. I
like
will probably.
You have more patience in terms of going. Like, I didn't like it the first time, but maybe I'll like it the 3rd time. I feel like if I don't like something the first time, I'm like, just put it away. I don't want it anymore.
There's a lot of games that like I want to play. Like I want to play those games. I just, for whatever reason, like I'm not huge on flat Metroidvania map design. I think I get overwhelmed by the maps, whereas like in a 3D space, I can just kind of get lost and be okay.
Yeah.
But like when you get stuck in like a flat Metroidvania map, you are just really stuck, right? You can't just go another direction on a lot of them. You have to kind of get past that point. Mm-hmm. So yeah, one of those games I may go back to, but the game that's been eating up all my time is Rematch. I am hopelessly addicted to that game. I've put 100 hours into it already because I am. I have a problem. I'm almost at master rank, so I just love it. Are
you playing with friends? Are you playing with
playing with friends and randoms? Yep. Had to turn off voice chat because boy, oh boy, our randoms toxic as shit. It's like playing old Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 lobbies.
That was one of the few games that I was with some of my younger nephews who were like in their teens. When I was on vacation, and when I was asking them what kind of games they're playing, Rematch was one of them. And I'm like, yeah, I can imagine them being toxic in the lobby.
Yeah. But yeah, like it's a small development team. I didn't realize like this game. I think this game was made by less than 20 people at the Slow Clap team.
Yeah, I wonder if this is almost like a game jam thing, like almost like the Amnesia Fortnite stuff that comes from Double Fine. Like, although I guess I don't know how big Slow Clap is. Like, they're not.
I don't think they're more than 50 people.
Yeah, Seafood didn't feel like a crazy huge team or anything. But,
no, but I just adore this game. Like it's been so long since we've had like a sports game, a true sports game. Rocket League and all that are sports games.
Yeah,
but just an arcade sports game that is addicting. And it's like it kind of blows my mind. It's taken this long for somebody to do it. Feels like a market that was open and ripe for the taking, and Rematch really just ate it. And the more I play it, I'm like, man, just please, goddamn, make a basketball game like this, make a hockey game, make a football game. Like you are gonna make money. Like it's clear. Like people want arcade sport games.
Yeah, I'm wondering if this opens. If this is similar to, like one of those games where like, oh my god, so many people are gonna try to do X. We've your Unpack Tomorrow is about Peak, and that's a game where like a few years ago, it's kind of a combination of a couple trends mashing together. But anytime you see a game hit that hard, you're like, ooh, that there's meetings all across the world in teams big and small talking about how do we do something like this? How do we capture that lightning in a bottle again?
Right now feels like the right time to do it because the news stories about FIFA sales dropping. NBA 2K has kind of gotten roasted by reviews because they're so, they're predatory microtransactions and all that. The
I feel
NHL
like
games,
every
like,
big AAA sports game, like because they're
kinda got
those
lazy.
licenses are so expensive that they're in the hands of the companies that are kind of like, we got to turn these out every year and we got to make as much money as possible.
Yeah, like they just revealed, I think, FIFA 26 properly like the other day with like a trailer that was all about how they've listened to fan feedback, and like they literally have clips from streamers and all that, like shitting on the game and talking about, we want this fix and this fix and this fix, and the entire trailer is about fixing that stuff. But I'm like, you've technically done that like every year since like FIFA 18, as far as I can recall, like about how we fixed this, we did this, and then you introduce a whole new host of problems. Like, please give these guys some competition. Like,
Yeah, that's what sucks.
They can try.
I miss when these giant publishers couldn't lock down a license, and that when you had NFL Game Day and you had Madden and ESPN 2K, Sega, like
Blitz
that kind of thing,
yeah.
NFL 2K, Blitz, and I don't know. It just felt like you were able to get more creative. You were able to get arcadey things and sim things and two different artistic takes on a sim thing, in the same way that you can get two different takes on 3D platformers or two different takes on first-person shooters. It's silly that these things are locked down by a single company that is clearly just there to try to bring as much money as they can on a yearly basis. And I feel bad for the developers because it's like, well, September's rolling around. The game has to be out by September. So what the fuck are you going to do?
Which, I don't know, like IGN like did that review, what was it, 2 years ago for Madden, I think it was, and they basically gave it like a 2 because it was literally just a reskin of the game before.
Oh, funny. Yeah. Of like, listen, like I don't know. That's like the way you kind of, I guess, voice your actual anger and frustration with a thing like this.
Well, I mean, it wasn't even anger or frustration. It was just straight up factual. Like, this is not, this is not worth your $70, $80 they won for it. It is just these.
Say what you will about like Call of Duty that comes out every year, but that is a new campaign
every year.
That is a new game. Like, you can say, this isn't working for me, and that's totally fine. But same thing with Assassin's Creed, I guess more when they were actual annualized. Those were new games. These things, I don't know. I don't want to sound like I'm just ignorant to sports games, because I might be, but like,
you're not. I mean, I for years I would buy the NHL game every year, but I haven't bought a new one since 2023, because when I tried 2024, 2025 through like the EA Play trials, I was like, this doesn't feel different. Like literally the crowds are the same, the animations are the same. Like, I don't need the most realistic crowds in the world, but I can tell when like the effort doesn't feel like it's there, and it's not worth my $80 or something.
When you're like, you could just update the roster. Like, this could be a thing you do if there's a big trade, that you could just push that to my game. Like, there's no need for me to buy another $60, $70 game that's also riddled with microtransactions.
Yeah, because it was. I don't know. I got really cynical about it. Like, back in E3, like 2019, I think they switched like FIFA to Frostbite, and it's like this whole new generation of FIFA, and it was like, this feels exactly the same.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a sports game. It's not going to feel completely different, right? But like, the same problems that were there before, and they're still there. And some people in chat mentioned like rematch. It's hard for them to play because like desync and all that. Like, the developers know about that. They're supposed to release a patch pretty soon.
Have you had problems with that?
Definitely. Like, you can. I like the game enough that I'm willing to play past it, but boy, it does make me want to throw a controller at the wall sometimes, because like, you'll defend somebody and like the ball will just go right through you. Sometimes I get a glitch where like I can't touch the ball at all and I have to completely quit the game and come back. Some wonky physics and all that. So definitely some polish I need to do, but for what it is, like the core concept, the core loop of it, I love it.
Yeah, and I think that's always a tough thing, but I err on the side of giving a small team like this, who clearly has good intentions, the benefit of the doubt that they are trying to fix this, because they probably didn't expect this thing to be as big of a hit as it was when it was first revealed 6 months ago, whenever that was. A little more than that.
No, they didn't. And I just don't go read the subreddit.
That's good advice for every subreddit ever.
Except our subreddit is nice.
Shout out to subreddit
when somebody tries to shit on us on our subreddit, our people are like, what's your problem?
Shut the subbies. Have there been any big like gameplay additions? Because it's been out for like a month or so. Not like I'm expecting it, but like, does this feel like a living game, or does it feel like they're still trying to just kind of get it stabilized before they start introing new content?
They're just trying to get it stabilized right now.
Okay,
eventually they'll do some new game modes and all that. KC brought up in his review that like in practice you have like different little challenges you can do. I'm sure they'll add more of those over time.
Yeah.
They're fun little skill games to help you get better at the game.
Yeah.
I still maintain that I think it's called Rematch because they're going to add different sports over time, but we'll see.
That'd be huge.
Yeah.
And if you can get like the online infrastructure of one down, I imagine that can be like used into the next sport. So it feels like you have the base down.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, different animations, different, the general. I don't even think you need to, it doesn't need to play exactly like basketball or exactly like hockey or whatever. I think.
What if it was bowling?
Take the formula. Bowling. I don't know how you would do that, but let's do a game jam, make an action combat bowling game.
So the summer anime season has begun. I'm saving this for next week because I'm watching the first episode of like
for when you're talking to yourself.
Anime. Yes, I'm having a big list. I'm watching the first episode of a bunch of new anime, and there's this show is a bowling anime called Turkey. And I fucking love bowling. I like sports anime, and I'm like, hell yeah, let's watch Turkey. A turkey's when you get 3 strikes in a row.
You're gonna say I love bowling and I love turkey.
I do love turkey. I love turkey as like a sandwich meat and turkey for Thanksgiving. Let me tell you, this first episode, bunch of girls bowling, really great time. By the end of this first episode, they get fucking transported through time to the Sengoku period. And let me tell you, this is an isekai, and I was not expecting it. I thought this was going to be cute girls having a fun bowling league. They're in fucking feudal Japan. What are they doing? How did they get there?
Are they bringing bowling to feudal Japan?
They are. They're going to bring bowling there. I don't know what's going on. I feel like I got tricked. I got hoodwinked into watching an isekai. I thought I was watching a bunch of nice girls bowl. I was mistaken.
So what are they trying to teach samurai how to bowl?
Well, we're gonna see. I've only watched the first episode. This is the pilot program. I can't watch past the first episode of all these things. So incredible.
People come up with anything.
It's great. There's no shortage of amazing
ideas. This is how feudal Japan is going to get rid of the English.
It's kind of like that. There was that pinball game for GameCube, Odama, which was like Japanese warfare, but your side got this giant sentient ball called the Odama, but the way you controlled the pinball game was through a microphone. It's like it might be the worst game ever made.
Is it the one you had to blow into?
Blowing into the microphone read your commands better than speaking into it. So thanks, Odama. Odama's great. See, Eric's got Odama there. That's a little Odama. You play or watch anything else?
Nope. I picked up some more movies. I picked up Sinners today, so I want to watch that before I head off to Seattle this weekend. Got Good Warfare to watch, and then I got the new version of Wolfman from Blumhouse to watch, which I heard isn't great.
No, it's not.
But great. It was $12. I was like, I will suffer $12. It's fine. I paid more to see Jurassic World Dominion, and I didn't hurt myself over that. So
wait, Dominion or Rebirth? You see Rebirth?
Dominion. I've not seen Rebirth yet. I want to go see it tonight.
I haven't seen Rebirth either. This weekend I got Rebirth, I got Superman, and I got Eddington, the new movie from Ari Aster. Very excited.
I did see Superman. Had a good time with that.
I'm excited. I feel like I'm going to like it. I'm scared to listen to the 9.5 hour rewind from earlier this week.
Yep.
I'll wait until afterwards.
I'm really wondering why Darren didn't like it.
He's a man of character. That's why.
Darren sticks with guns. Yeah, to be clear, chat, like Darren did not like Superman, and I think he might be too afraid to release a backdrop on it.
Because he knows people, like he's suffered the worst of fandoms. Yeah, so he understands.
Yeah.
Listen, I understand that idea of I'm too fucking tired to deal with these Malooks. Before I have a couple things I've been playing, but before that, Fat Cock, $5 dono. Thank you so much, Fat Cock. Thank God you are back, Marty. The last pod was so depressing to listen to. There wasn't a last pod.
The week before last week. What were
I'm
we
sure it
talking-
was nice with you and Casey.
Oh,
I think you guys did a great thing.
I think that was the Xbox Layoff podcast again.
Oh, that was literally depressing. Okay, I'm actually glad I wasn't
Yeah.
there for that because that would have just been really sad. Understandably, really depressing. Besides Death Stranding and Kong, 2 games I've been playing. 2 indie games that one just came out this week and one actually isn't out for a few days. But I believe the embargo is up, so I'll review for it. The first is the game Yahtzee and I played, or Yahtzee played for Yahtzee Tries earlier this week that I recommended called Maze Mice. Nick, I think this is one you might really like as somewhat of a Vampire Survivor aficionado. I don't know what your temperature is on Pac-Man. Are you pro Pac-Man? You just have no opinion on Pac-Man? You probably don't have a lot of history. You never played the Pac-Man Championship Edition on Xbox Live Arcade?
No, I did actually play that. Yeah.
Okay. So this game, if you didn't see the Yahtzee Tries earlier this week, is the elevator pitch is very simple, and it is what it is. It is Pac-Man Championship Edition plus the movement of Super Hot, in that the world doesn't move unless you are moving. So you can pause and take your time and strategize. But then the sort of the weapons and upgrades and automatic firing of a bullet heaven game like Vampire Survivors. And this game it's pretty cheap. It's like $6 on Steam right now. It's from the solo dev Trampoline Tales, who made Luck Be a Landlord, which I only know because Local Thunk cited it as an inspiration for Balatro. But this game, if you like Pac-Man Championship Edition, and I do, Pac-Man Championship Edition is legitimately one of my favorite games of all time. This is the first kind of bullet heaven survivors like I've gotten into, because it is giving me that Pac-Man itch, but I'm finally understanding the addiction that stems from one more loop. Let me see what other combo I can get. Let me see how these couple weapons synergize. Every time you collect all the pellets, and once you collect enough to gain a level, you get one of 3 upgrades. And when you start the game, your pool of upgrades is relatively small. Every time you finish a match, whether you win, whether you lose, you unlock more and more upgrades, and you can get up to 4 offensive upgrades and 4 sort of more passive support upgrades. And starts out relatively simple, but after like an hour or so of unlocking them, the combinations are wild and has you completely rethinking about how you're going to play a given run. So it is one of those games that absolutely ticks that like one more round kind of thing, because you're constantly unlocking new mice and new maps and new power-ups, and also it's just fun to play. And like when I win a round, it's like 10 minutes, so it's a very short thing. I'm a huge fan. If you like Pac-Man, definitely check this out. Maze Mice.
You know what else released today?
Ooh, what's that?
Shadow Labyrinth.
Oh, that's right. I haven't heard anything about it.
I saw one review today. I haven't seen any other reviews. And
I saw IGN had a review in progress, which means they did not send out code until early, which is usually that's a single player game. That's not a good sign.
Yeah, that is out today, and I have not seen a single thing about it.
Yeah, Shadow Labyrinth is the speaking of Pac-Man, that is the Pac-Man Metroidvania, the gritty Pac-Man Metroidvania. I don't know. I'm probably going to pick it up because I like Metroidvanias, and I was intrigued by that secret level episode that kind of Shadow introduced that. But I don't have super high hopes, but I don't know. I feel like Metroidvanias is like that's one of those genres to where like even a bad one I can find some good in. Eric said it's got a 74 on Metacritic at the moment, which isn't terrible.
Bad.
That's but yeah, we'll see. Maybe we'll have some more thoughts on that in the coming weeks. And then my last game that I've been playing, which I only started yesterday, is this game called Miscellaneous: A Tiny Tale. And this is a game I've had on my Steam wishlist for a very long time, because I don't know where I saw it, but it is inspired by Chibi Robo, the GameCube game that I love, because I love nothing more than when you're a little dude in a big world, just a little dude trying to get around. The developers, I believe it's a 2-man team called Tinyware. They are clearly visually inspired by Chibi Robo, but while Chibi Robo was more of sort of a like a cycle-based puzzle game where you had like a certain amount of electricity to power you, and you had to sort of go in for the night. It almost had kind of like daily loops, like a Pikmin game. This is just more of like a traditional 3D platformer, but an incredibly charming one. The levels are a perfect size to where you enter them and they feel open enough to where you get that excitement of like poking around and meeting characters and getting different quests, but then also just collecting a bunch of currency. You have like these small little bolts that you collect that are what you use as currency in the store, and then you have like larger gears that are kind of like the stars that you need a certain amount to progress to the next thing. But then you also get like items that you need to solve quests, and there's like challenge rooms that kind of feel like the Super Mario Sunshine levels when Mario loses FLUDD and it's more difficult platforming. But the game, the world, the writing, the characters, incredibly charming. Like there is not a ton of writing, but like every line is funny. And that's kind of a difference. I've enjoyed my time playing Ruffy in the Riverside. There's a lot of talking in that game. Like a lot of talking. You're kind of just jamming through it. Whereas this Miscellaneous A Tiny Tale, it's kind of like brevity is the soul of wit. Really cute character design. Really funny robos that you're meeting. I think there's about 7 stages. Each one has taken me about 45 minutes. I've 100%ed 3 of them. So I've kind of just been like playing one every morning and just really enjoying it. This is out, not out yet. It's out on the 22nd on Switch and the 31st on PC. So interestingly, a week early on Switch. I'm playing it on Steam Deck. It runs great on it, but yeah, I'm really enjoying it. So it's also vibe wise, it doesn't play like Tinykin. It's not like a Pikmin like you're just playing as an individual dude, but it feels kind of like Tinykin in the size of the levels and the fact that you're just like a little dude in a big place, which I always like. Shout out the little dudes.
Tinykin was a good game. I like that game.
Tinykin was a great game. Yeah, I think about taking a lot. And that came out of nowhere. I didn't know it existed, and all of a sudden I was like, this is lovely.
Yeah.
Awesome. Before we wrap up, we have a couple of super chats that came in. Murray, the Demon Skull, with a $5 Canadian dono. Thank you so much, Murray. To be fair, about an hour of the rewind was about behind the scenes chaos during the making of Star Trek Voyager. It got wild. I told Jack that they are allowed to have a full Star Trek centric episode. Maybe we could try to get Yahtzee on it. It has to be in November when I'm on vacation again. They could have one. I'm going to be gone for 2 weeks in November. They could have an episode then to talk about Star Trek. They just can't. They can't have the Star Trek conversation.
I kept refreshing YouTube and they were still going like for 3 hours.
Yeah.
And every time I turned out, I was like, "Are they still going?" Yep, they're still going.
Ironically, I think most of it was Sir George Lucas's fault. So it is ironic to me that Sir George Lucas is the one who got them on the Star Trek tangent.
Gotcha.
So I don't know where Sir Gene Roddenberry was to stop that, but apparently not in the chat. And then
we know
S6
Darren's like trigger words are Star Trek and the X-Files.
X-Files and Doctor Who, yeah,
and Doctor Who, yeah.
Wind him up. Incredible. And then S6 is my handle with a $10 Australian dono. Thank you so much. Mortal Carl Urban theme song plays. The trailer makes him look so out of place. Carl Urban acting his heart out, surrounded by B-list actors and Hiroyuki Sanada. I love all of it so far. So corny. Did you get to watch the trailer for Mortal Kombat 2 that aired?
No, I haven't seen the trailer. I've seen some of the clips, but I haven't watched the full trailer yet today.
I'm ready for the world where the Street Fighter movie and Mortal Kombat 2, greatest movies of all time. Street Fighter movie keeps getting bad. They just keep casting new people. You keep casting my wrestling boys. Cody Rhodes as Guile, Roman Reigns as Akuma. Oh my God, this is gonna happen.
I didn't mind the first Mortal Kombat movie. It wasn't bad. It wasn't great.
No, it was great. Listen, came out during COVID. It was just they just beamed it to my house. It was nice.
That's right. That's when we were getting cool movies right at our house.
Yeah. Never mind the fact that it may have ruined the theatrical business model forever, but it's fine.
Oof.
It's fine. We got to see Kong and Godzilla at home, so I was happy. Yeah. Anything else? Anything else you've been playing, watching, eating?
No. Just prepping for this Guild Wars documentary.
That's right. Yeah. In case folks didn't know,
of 20 years worth of history I got to do.
Yeah.
A lot of play.
Yeah, you guys, you, Omar, Jesse Schwab, and Jamate are going to be out all next week filming that doc. Very excited for that. I'm sure you guys are going to have a great time and be able to tell an amazing story that folks will be able to see a few months down the road.
Correct.
Hell yeah. Cool. Before we wrap up, how should folks check you out? What do you got going on? Obviously, a new Unpacked from you and Eric going up tomorrow.
Yep, I'll have a new Unpacked tomorrow. A feel-good story finally on Peak. So actually spoke to one of the developers that worked on it, so got some cool insight on how that game was made. Lots of interesting, very, very interesting how that game jam worked. So I'll have that out tomorrow, and then Just Hoops is going to take the next episode of Wishlist, which won't be out this Sunday, but next Sunday because I will be gone all of next week. So she will be doing that one.
Peak is the game that it's only been out for like a month and it's sold 5 million copies.
6 million. Yeah, I think that game's going to sell 8 to 10 million by the time it's.
I would just retire. I would literally just retire. I'd just be like, I'm done. We don't need to do this anymore.
I mean, it's only $5 game, so but still, fuck ton of money. Yeah,
30 million.
Yeah,
that's $30 million.
And then on what's today? Today's Thursday, so I should have a bite size out next Tuesday on a new game, and I won't say what it is.
It's a secret.
It's a secret. It's under heavy embargo. Heavy embargo. And I'm not going to break embargo because people get mad at me all the time. So
embargo busters. You can break embargo if you're positive on a game. That's my stance. That is not the official stance. I don't think anyone says that, but I do. Cool. Yeah, and then in terms of other stuff, tomorrow, speaking of Peak, I believe the Death Heads crew are going to be playing Peak tomorrow at noon Central. Tune into that. As we mentioned, Casey's going to be out for the next few weeks, the rest of the month. So no Casey and Marty Wednesday streams, and Casey will obviously not be here on the pod for the next few episodes, and no Super Smash Sunday. But come August, we'll have the full crew back. Casey and I'll find a new game to play on Wednesdays. If you didn't check it out earlier today, we began my first playthrough of Fallout New Vegas, which you guys so incredibly funded last month. I kicked off that first 2 hours with Jess and Jack. We'll be doing it in that slot every week for the foreseeable future at noon Central on Thursdays. I had a great time. I thought the opening of the game is really strong. The writing is great. I already can see the sort of RPG wheels turning of the kind of character I'm playing.
You don't play a lot of Western RPGs. How are you?
No, I don't.
Yeah, it was like I was only able to tune in for a little bit, but it's very funny to see you finding your way in one of these games that is so.
Oh yeah, it's all very strange to me. It's all there. There's so much to pick up. I'm like, there's all these things like a tin. Mm-hmm. Do I want to pick up a tin can? I don't know.
And then you put Jack in his place over the lock picking minigame.
I'm just very good at picking locks. Let me tell you. You let me pick locks in a game?
Not better than Jack. Jack literally has a lock picking kit in his pocket at any good.
Well, he's good at picking locks at IRL. I'm good at picking locks digitally.
Fair.
Also, the secret to this game is every time you find a quest item, you have to fire your gun in the air and yell "yeehaw" in real life, which is what I've done, and everything's been going fine so far. I also shot a man ran at me with dynamite, and I went into VATS, and I shot the dynamite, and it just exploded in my face. But I'm playing on very easy, and I didn't die. So. greatest video game ever. But yeah, we'll be playing that for the next couple weeks to completion, so tune in for that. And I think that will
Before you totally wrap up
it. Yeah, please
make sure to go check either the YouTube community tab or our Patreon to see our latest quarterly update, because good news, we are back to being profitable.
We did it.
Finally got
it, Joe.
We did it. And then there's some dates in there to mark down, including those of you who've been asking about the Persona 5 stream, which I haven't had time to do because I've been so busy and my mom was in the hospital in June again. We will be doing that August 2nd, Saturday, August 2nd. 8 more hours of Persona 5. Yeah.
You'll never see it coming.
And then
you're not allowed to get diarrhea that day.
I'm not allowed to get diarrhea that day. And then a bunch of people have been asking me to go back and finish my Dark Souls 2 playthrough. So when I get back from Seattle, Jenna and I will start that up again on the Editor's Hour on Tuesdays.
Start fresh?
I'm gonna just start fresh. Yeah, it's been too long. I don't know where I was.
It's been too long. And Jenna's Jenna's a Soulsy, right? She was like Jenna's a huge. She was like the Night Rain Queen.
Yeah. No, actually, I finished the game. I don't know if she's finished it yet.
What, Night Rain?
Yeah, I beat all. You
could finish it. I literally didn't realize you could finish it. I thought it was just forever.
There's credits. There's literally credits.
Get the fuck out of town. The folks who made it?
Yes.
Get out of town. This is such a weird game. You could just there's like an eagle that carries. Yeah, it's a weird game. I don't understand it. It's very strange to me. I just show me what the next single player game is. You got this. We know this weird Switch thing is coming. Just please show us what the next single player game is. I'm very excited. And then Murray the Demon Skull with $5 Canadian. Thank you so much. Waiting for Casey's return so we can talk about the new Clips album. Casey and I are gonna have a lot to talk about the new Clips album and the fact that Pusha T might be the scariest man to ever have like a grudge against, because he will just fucking tear you apart. He will tear you apart.
You know who I heard on the radio is releasing a new album of all bands? 3 Days Grace.
What?
You were very close.
I was kind of close, or I didn't realize they were still a thing.
I didn't realize they were a thing either.
Look at them; they can't look like that anymore. They look like that 20 years ago. You just got to put old lines on all of them. That's what they're going to look like now. Incredible. But yeah, thank you all so much, everyone who tuned in live to this episode, donated super chats, listened on your podcast service of choice, and of course is in that $5 tier and above. We've all sorts of great stuff for you all. We should have a Patreon exclusive video that Eric and I put together going up in the near future. That was if you like old video game magazines and you like hearing me babble for an hour straight while Eric puts nice edits on it, you're in luck. So keep an eye on that. But yeah, thank you all so much. So for Nick, for Eric, for Marty, this was Firelink episode number 75. Thank you all so much. Happy Kong Day to everyone who celebrates, and we'll see y'all next week. Bye, everyone. Bonanza.